Well,
But good news, cracking down on CDLs. Let's talk about that for a minute.
absolutely. So here's a subject we've talked about before.
And about the school, remember the Falcon Academy, the trucking school that was kind of iffy? The list is not here, but I wonder if they're on that list because they were in two different here in Utah and Ohio.
So we talked about this on the show before, so here's a follow up on it. So Trump's Department of Transportation and Homeland Security team up to crack down on fraud in CDL schools. We had that whole episode in which we talked about these freaking Somali pirates. They've gone from ships on sea to ships on land, and they got these trucking scam companies out there. They're freaking getting people their CDLs when they're not actually passing the qualifications.
Yeah, the
for
schools
to get those CDLs.
The schools will claim within a couple of weeks they'll have your CDL done and you driving on the road.
And then we wonder why all these accidents with these CDL drivers are freaking happening and people are getting killed. And it's because they're disobeying the law. They don't know the law. They barely can read the signs. And this is what we get. And so they're cracking down on that fraud. They're going after these CDL schools that are breaking the law.
Yep. So the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has identified approximately 75 entry-level driving training schools suspected of fraudulent activities, including using improper driver certifications, falsifying training records, and failing to properly train drivers applying for CDLs among other violations. So, U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean P. Duffy, we've knocked over 24,000 drivers off our roads for failing to speak English, forced states to cancel over 28,000 licenses illegally issued to foreign drivers, and purged over 9,500 unqualified training schools from our registry. DHS will be a force multiplier of our efforts to clean up America's roads. President Trump is using every lever at his disposal to ensure the safety of American families. Because the big trucking accidents, how many have been from India? A lot of them.
India, but just in general, a lot of them were either, there's quite a few who weren't even citizens or they weren't even legal here. There were some who were legally here, but they weren't citizens, and then you talk to them and they can barely freaking speak English. And it's like, well, how are they supposed to read the signs?
Yeah.
We can't expect someone to come here into this country, start working a job immediately and just know the language. That's not how it works. It takes time to learn the language. And if these people are coming here fresh off the boat or fresh off the plane, we can't be expecting them to just get a job as a CDL driver when they can't read the frickin' signs.
Well, we also talked about the chameleon places, the chameleon truck drivers, that if their company got too many strikes against them,
because they'll have too many strikes against them from the Department of Transportation, and so they shut down the company, sell all the assets to their new company with the new name. It's the exact same company, same people, same assets and everything, but it's a new company, so it doesn't have all the strikes against it.
Yeah, but they've had them they keep recycling, so they need to go, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
And this is the other good news. In December of 2025, U.S. DOT announced the removal of CDL training providers from the FMCSA's training provider registry for failing to equip trainees with the Trump administration's standards of readiness. As of today, nearly 10,000 schools have been removed. In February 2026...
Wait. How many schools?
10,000.
Holy crap.
And in February 2026...
I'm surprised there's even that many freaking schools, period.
Yeah, but we saw one Falcon Academy was here in Utah and Ohio.
Yeah.
And then
And they were sketchy as hell. When I was looking up their company, they were sketchy.
But you also saw other places where you went to, they showed videos, a parking strip. There's supposed to be some kind of training stuff there at that parking strip, and there was nothing there. Or a trucking company.
Yeah.
And there was nothing in that park strip, in that strip mall.
Yeah.
Nothing was there. It's like, where's the company? Its address is here.
Yeah, so, that's your update pretty much for U.S. Department of Transportation, kind of an update on that.
More than 550 sham CDL training schools found in violation of standards of safety received notice of proposed removal. from the National Training Provider Registry.
Yeah.
75 that are fraudulent, and 550 were notified that they may be removed.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hit
Good
that
news
next
there?
tab.